Now everyone starts their toy collection somewhere, and for me, when I started taking it seriously was back in 2009. I was in a Toys R Us looking for any sort of Batman toys, and there was the double pack of the Joker and Batman from the Dark Knight from Mattel's Movie Masters line. And from that point on, I became a toy collector and also obsessed with the Dark Knight Movie Masters line. Let's talk about it. Hello, welcome to another Vasher Show video. My name is Joe and that's about it, but that's not about it. Today, I want to talk about the extraordinary Dark Knight Movie Masters wave that ran from 2008 to 2012, ending with The Dark Knight Rises, and my collection of the Movie Masters wave. I'll get into why I'm holding this big box in a minute. I'll just put it down here for now. But back in 2008, when The Dark Knight came out, it was a massive film, and I wanted the action figures, I wanted the toys, but the basic line of toys weren't that great, and especially going into The Dark Knight Rises. But Mattel had done an adult collector's line called Movie Masters, and the figures were fantastic. So ever since I went into that Toys R Us and found this double pack of Batman and Heath Ledger's Joker, I needed to get them all. But this has been a long journey, because this journey of collecting them boxed or unboxed or both is still going. As you know, I'm a massive collector of the McFarlane DC Multiverse wave. I have so many Batmans, quite a few Supermans now, but I love the line, and unfortunately it is coming to an end. And actually the license is going back to Mattel, who did the Movie Masters figures back in 2008 to 2013, I think it was. Because the Dark Knight trilogy wasn't the only action figures in the Movie Masters line. There was also the Superman movie Man of Steel, which I did have a big collection of them boxed, but I actually sold them. I wasn't the biggest Superman fan at the time, to be honest, and I just saw them on a whim over years and collected them and kept them in boxes or a few loose, and then I just decided to sell them because I ran out of room. But the Batman Movie Master stuff I'm still obsessed with, and I'm still collecting to this day, and I've got a few things to show you from that wave. So in this box I have a lot of the loose figures from the Movie Masters wave, but first I want to show you my boxed action figures from that wave, and we're going to start off with the Batman from Batman Begins. I love the look of this figure. It comes with the Batarang and the evidence bag. The packaging on these figures, by the way, on the single lines are just the best. I love the sort of cracked logo coming through, and then you've got some beautiful image work on the back, and then you've got other figures wanting to reveal. Weirdly, I don't have the Dark Knight version boxed of this. And then next up we've got Scarecrow in his sort of Arkham sort of garb, and then in the evidence bag is his mask, which is pretty cool. And look at the eyes on there. You see Cillian Murphy's eyes, and then again the artwork on the back. Again, the detail on these figures is really cool, and I just love the whole evidence bag motif, like the end of Batman Begins when he turns over the card and the Joker card is revealed. And talking of the Joker card, this is the Heath Ledger Joker in the box, and you have the Joker card in the evidence bag, which I do actually have here on my desk loose already. Really, really nice. But this was the figure I wanted the most. Mattel, again, in the basic line, did release a Joker figure that just didn't look anything like Ledger's Joker, and I think that's kind of what started it. And I think I actually sent a letter, I think I've still got it, to Mattel complaining about how rubbish the figure is and why we're not getting the Movie Masters wave in the UK. Because again, I only found my first Movie Masters figures about a year later after the film came out. I don't really know what was going on there, but yeah, I eventually got the Joker figure. Now I have to say, a lot of these boxed figures and the loose figures I have been purchasing either through eBay or Vinted or Facebook Marketplace and other places, because my original collection just kind of consisted of the double pack and a Joker and a Dark Knight in the boxes, and I think a Harvey Dent as well, but I sold them years ago when I was kind of getting out of toy collecting. But now I'm back in, I'm trying to find them all. Now before we continue with some of the single figures and everything, this is an interesting one I found for about £25 on Vinted, but this is a Batman DC Universe Legacy Edition Dark Knight and the Joker in his police uniform disguise. This is really hard to find, and I was very surprised to come across it at such a cheap price, but a really nice set. And then again, the artwork on the back. The box is great as well. It's quite damaged, this box, like there's a lot of creases and rips and everything, but I just love the box designs on the Movie Master stuff. It's really nice. But this is this one I can't find on the regular anymore, so I'm really glad I grabbed it when I did. We've got another Joker figure here, and this is a variant version of him with the bazooka, only at Toys R Us. Again, this was from Vinted/eBay, but it's a really nice figure, sort of the interrogation room sort of style. There's some cool artwork. I mean, the artwork render is definitely different from the actual figure, but I think the figure still looks cool. Now, this one I was very, very surprised to get, again, at a really good price, but it's the Batman Begins Demon Batman. Really cool, and obviously we had this in the McFarlane wave as well. Again, comes with the evidence bag Batarang, and just has the normal picture of him, because this was a chase variant, basically. But really happy to have that. Now, this is the Dark Knight figure. This is the Dark Knight costume one, but this is him with his night eyes things, you know, the night vision goggles. So his eyes are just completely white, and no evidence bag with this one. Strange choice, but you can see there's a scar on his leg here from when the dogs have been biting him and everything during that the final act of the Dark Knight. But the picture is the sort of render, the night vision goggles, and then a Scarecrow in his normal sort of suit here, which I don't have loose or in a box, but definitely one I'm trying to find. We have Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent. We've got him with no scars on, but comes with the non-scarred coin. Looks a lot like Aaron Eckhart. And then we have the scarred version, which is an awesome figure, and the scarred coin. Really like the detail on this figure. Now, this one is really special for me because I had to get it from Australia, and I paid a lot of money for it, but I really wanted this one in the box, and I paid about £100 basically. But it's my favourite costume, favourite moment in the movie, and it's the bank robber Heath Ledger Joker. Really, really hard to come by once again, and I've even got it in this nice little plastic box to keep it protected. But it's my favourite look in the film, and one of my favourite scenes in the film. But it's really, really cool. And ending off the Dark Knight wave single figure release, we also have Survival Suit Bruce Wayne, which is really cool. Again, only at Toys R Us. I found this online for about 20 quid. Cool box art, and there's him in the survival suit. Now, in terms of the Dark Knight Rises, I don't actually have many boxed figures for that. I only have one. I've got a few loose, which I'll get into in a minute, but I do have just the mainline Batman in his Dark Knight Rises costume. Again, the box is not very well kept. What was cool about these figures, it was a build a bat signal, which is really cool, and you could just build the bat signal if you collected Bane and Alfred. It would complete those pieces, but you'd have to collect way more figures to complete the bat signal. But that's the only Dark Knight Rises one I've got boxed. Now, in this box is the loose figures. So we have the Begins and Dark Knight action figures. We have a unmasked Christian Bale Batman, without his mask. This was from a free pack set that was just being sold on its own. Of course, we have Harvey Dent non-scarred. Harvey Dent very much scarred. Again, I do have the coin somewhere, but I think I've lost it. That's not very good for luck, is it? We have the standard Ledger Joker without the knife, unfortunately. And we have the bazooka sort of interrogation scene Joker. If it focuses, thank you, camera. I have 3 of the Joker thugs. Again, I think there was 3 or 4 different variants of these. They were pretty much the same, but they had different evidence bag pieces with the robbery masks. But I just found these loose in a shop. And also we have the, again, protected, the bank robber Joker. I just refuse to get him damaged, but you can see Ledger's eyes through there. It's really, really creepy. But yeah, again, my favorite set out of the Movie Master stuff. We have Survival Suit Batman with the mask looking a bit Now, again, I don't have many Dark Knight Rises figures boxed from the Movie Masters wave, but I do have quite a few loose, and we have Anne Hathaway's Catwoman with the, if it focuses, with the mask up. We have Michael Caine's Alfred, which is pretty uncanny, to be honest. Really, really cool. We have Ra's al Ghul, if it focuses. And then finally, we do have Bane, Tom Hardy's Bane. This is a really, really nice figure out of the Rises wave, and so happy to have got this. Again, quite cheap online. But really nice details on this figure. And to kind of end off my review of all the Movie Masters figures I've got of the Dark Knight trilogy, we actually have a custom, and it's this very badly done Bruce Wayne custom, Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, if it focuses. But this is a custom I've done myself, and it actually works really well. And all it was just taking the body of Harvey Dent that I found online and the head of the survival suit Batman. Under this mask is that Bruce Wayne sculpt, so it was really easy to replace because they're the same figures. But yeah, it was my first ever custom, and that's all I have of the Movie Masters wave so far. I've still got a few to get. I've got to get, even in terms of vehicles, the Batpod is just really, really hard to spend a lot of money on. Boxed or not boxed, I'm not really bothered. Again, there's the Scarecrow Arkham Asylum version with the suit. This is a great website, by the way, because it's a sort of checklist for the Movie Masters wave. Unmasked box would be cool. The Batpod again. But yeah, so not many more to get. But the Dark Knight Rises stuff I'd like to start collecting boxed as well. But yeah, these were the best figures from the Dark Knight line whilst it was coming out. Like, whilst the films were coming out, whilst the hype was real. To be honest, I'm still a massive fan of the Dark Knight. You know, I have my whole McFarlane shelf dedicated to the Dark Knight trilogy and a few other Batmans. And I did actually have these figures, the loose ones, on the shelf up there, but I needed to change it over because I needed to put my Keaton Batmobile from the McFarlane wave on display. So I had to, you know, take the figures down and box them away and get the Keaton Batmobile out of the cupboard, literally the cupboard, and put it on display. It had to go up there, and kind of rearranged everything as well, because I love both the Tumbler and the Batman 89 Batmobile, so I wanted those, you know, on display, and I did have to put these away. But I'm sure one day I'll find space to put the Movie Masters stuff up again. But the reason I just love it so much is the figures were just so desirable for me, and they are what started my collecting phase. Again, yes, I did pause a few years later, and then I started again as an adult, but they're just, I hold them really, really close to me because they're what got me into this. So I kind of got to blame Mattel, really, for who I am now. Like, it's disgusting. How could I? No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, they literally were the best figures, and you can find them now and again. I mean, for a pretty penny, I can get a lot of these figures, even a Batmobile, for £208. Which is quite a lot for just a few of these. Again, there's a topless Bane, which I've always wanted, obviously. Commissioner Gordon. There's loads of Dark Knight Rises stuff I'd love loose or boxed, but they were just some of the best. They were just some of the best figures, and I kind of just wanted to show you guys my collection of them so far, and hopefully we can find more down the line. What did you think anyway? Did you ever collect this wave? Are you collecting this wave? Are you not a fan of this wave from Mattel, the Movie Masters wave? I think it lasted up until Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, which I definitely didn't collect. I did not collect any Green Lantern merch, no way. But yeah, so it didn't really last long, the adult collectors sort of side from Mattel for the movies, but yeah, I will still be finding these figures for many years to come, I think. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed reviewing the Dark Knight Trilogy Movie Masters wave. What did you think of the figures? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and the other good nerdy stuff. But until the next time, remember, you sounds like that, let's be honest.